This was a good episode. Um, this was a good episode. Karen, Karen is deflecting. I'm gonna say it again. Kiana has that scar because of Kiana. What is Ashley's storyline? Was Giselle missed? And Jacqueline? Is Jacqueline well? Is Jacqueline well? What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 5, Blast from Everyone's Past. If you have not already, please do me a favor. If you enjoy the channel, hit that subscribe button. I am literally a couple hundred subscribers away now from 30,000. So if you are rocking with me, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy the video, thumbs it up. And then I don't have to tell y'all this, but get down in the comment section and let's talk about the video. Talk about the episode. Let's talk about the episode. All right, so we're still at dinner. Remember, last week we ended up with Gizelle had just left after having her back and forth with Karen, to which Mia then merges into saying when her other friends that Karen was out with them one night after drinking, left them, and she butt dialed them, her and her friend Joy, to say the ladies think I'm with Ray. To which Karen is like, that never happened. So Karen said, look, I was drinking, we were out together, we had dark liquor, I got in my car, got behind the wheel, I then called my driver, pulled over, called my driver. Mia said, very good, Karen. Karen said, oh, I always do that. Mia said, not always. Look, I see the comments, y'all. I see y'all are saying that Karen can't incriminate herself. I get that. I get that. But considering that we know that Karen was drunk driving, it's interesting to me how many people are defending that because y'all like Karen, right? No one is saying that Karen has to come out on screen and say, yeah, I was drunk driving with all these violations, and yeah, I'm a drunkard and all that stuff. That's not what we're saying. But what we are saying is the fact that Karen is deflecting and flat out lying about it is why everybody is holding her feet to the fire. Much like the same way that when Robin was lying about what happened between Juan and old girl in the hotel, and Karen kept her foot on Robin's neck, right? It's not just as simple as Karen was out drunk driving and like her estate or something in her circle driveway and she crashed that way. Karen was out on a street, on a highway, on a boulevard, on whatever she was. She could have taken not only her life but the life of someone else. That's why it's a big deal. That's why everyone's harping on it. But I guess. So Mia says in a confessional that Karen called her drunk that next morning. So she doesn't understand this. Now, we have heard for years on this show, by way of Charisse, by way of Gizelle, by way of a couple other people, that Karen does got a little bit of a drinking problem. Okay, she likes to get a little saucy. So Ashley said in her confessional that she believes it because she has been around Karen for some years. She has seen some stuff and she has heard some stuff, so she believes it. Okay. Karen then said that that does not take away from Jacqueline being a liar. Deflection. She then goes on to say that her and Ray were going through it before the accident. They are still going through it, but he has never wavered on her. He always has her back. They are human and they are working on their marriage. Wendy then says, is the pool heated? Because Wendy wants to get back to her birthday celebration. So Jacqueline, Mia, and Ashley are all talking to the side, and Mia said that she doesn't like for anyone to call anybody close to her a liar. Again, Jacqueline, if you honestly and truly believe that Karen was drunk when she called you, fine. But you have to know, you had to have knew that by you going around and telling people that Karen was going to feel the way about it. So I don't understand why Jacqueline is acting as if she's so taken aback that Karen has an issue with you saying that Karen called you drunk, because now Jacqueline has tweaked it. It's no longer, I think she was drunk. You said she called me drunk. You can't play semantics on this one. It's on tape. So Mia then said that Karen is probably right now going into the vault, texting her bloggers to see what they have on her. And sure enough, whether Karen had this in the tuck, she definitely got some shit about Jacqueline. So Stacy calls TJ on FaceTime. Y'all have such an issue with me saying Stacy is fake. She is. Stacy is fake to me. Stacy is boring to me. I don't know why that would offend anybody. I think that Stacy is trying to put on an act. And to me, I don't know, it's not working for me. So she says that as she's talking to TJ, that everyone's been asking about him and wanting to find out more about him. Now, while she's on FaceTime with him outside, Wendy comes out and Wendy is able to meet him on FaceTime with Jassy. Wendy then shades them and it's like they're giving virgins at vacation Bible school. I love you, I miss you, I love you, I miss you. Wendy don't want to have nothing to do with it. Take her out of the group chat. Okay? So everyone is fighting to stay up so that they can tell Wendy happy birthday right at midnight, and it's very dry. I was with Karen, like, we're here at a party, right? It's wild that we're all here, and like they don't even have no music playing, no shots, no nothing. Like I said, I turned 40 last month. I was out at my 40th with my best friend. Some other people were there, some of my really close friends. And at midnight, we were screaming and cheering and whatever because I had turned 40 and then I had a birthday party later that day. I just kind of feel like y'all are all here and y'all are all sitting on your phones. It was wild. So Wendy is saying that typically she travels out of her birthday, out of the country every year for her birthday. She has her entire adult life, and she was feeling kind of blah about it because she wasn't able to do that this year. But the fact that everybody has stayed up, she appreciates that she feels surrounded by love. And she was saying that initially she was like kind of whatever about turning 40. And her mother told her the only people that are hung up on age are those that feel they have not accomplished what they have wanted to in their life thus far. And Wendy said that when she thought about it, she's accomplished a lot. And Wendy has accomplished a lot to be proud of. At 40 years old, she has 4 degrees. She has a beautiful family. She has been on TV, I guess, but you know, she's been on CNN as a correspondent, and she's been a professor at Johns Hopkins. She's a very accomplished woman, very successful. So Wendy should not have an issue with turning 40. You know what I mean? So she was able to see that light, and so she now realizes all the blessings she's having in her life, how great her life is, and she now feels more comfortable with turning 40. Kudos to her. Happy birthday, Wendy. So everybody screams as they count down happy birthday, and they, I guess after they yelled it, they all went to bed. So the next morning, Mia and Jacqueline are sitting out by the pool, and Mia said that Gordon is firing off a bunch of text messages. So according to her, Gordon does this whenever she leaves or whenever she's just not back in DC or the area wherever they live at, because he feels a way about it. Like he doesn't want her to go out and have fun. So apparently he's upset of an older Instagram post, said that he has never felt as used and hurt as he does now. And Mia's like, no, I'm not using you. I'm not doing anything like that of the sort. So Jacqueline says in a confessional that Mia needs to cut that umbilical cord to Gordon. And while I agree, it is a very delicate situation because Gordon does have bipolarism, right? And because Gordon seems to be a person that his mania is mania, I think Mia is trying to handle it a certain way. So Mia is saying that she still tells him, I love you, and different things like that. And Jacqueline is like, you have to stop that though. In Mia's eyes, no. It's like me telling you, it's not. You know why? Because y'all were married. It's not the same, Mia. But you know it's not the same. So Jacqueline clocked in and said that Mia just wants Gordon to keep waiting on her hand and foot, but then she gets mad that he is still around. She wants Gordon around when she wants him around. See, when Gordon was, if Gordon still had that job and was still having all that money and was giving Mia money and throwing money at her, Mia would not have an issue with Gordon being around more or any like that of the sort. I don't think she would. So Jacqueline then said that Mia needs to stop doing things with Gordon, the kids, and Ink because it's confusing. Mia's feelings about this is Gordon wants to be around. Look, y'all are confusing them kids. This makes absolutely no sense. I get it. He is the father of your children. If Gordon wants to do things still as a family, Ink does not need to be there. If you are doing things with those children in Ink, Gordon does not need to be there. And I understand that Mia said that she's going off of the advice of a licensed professional that told her kind of how to deal with this. Let him be around if he needs to I guess kind of keep him at bay. I understand that, but there also has to come a point where you think about your children's mental capacity as well. This has to, and they're young. These aren't teenagers. So these aren't adult children. So this has to be confusing for them. So we then pan over to Gizelle, and she's at her daughter's graduation. Why did she call it cap? Why didn't she just say graduation? I thought that it was something completely else last week. So no matter what anybody thinks about Gizelle, we can all say that she's done a great job with her daughters. They are both going to HBCUs, I believe. I don't know which goes to which, but one of them is going to Hampton, which is her alma mater, and the other one is at Spelman, I believe. So shout out to Angel in the Door. It's always so crazy to me when we see kids grow up on TV the way that we see some of them on reality TV. So we get a moment with Pastor Brian is there, and he's speaking of their maturation, and then we get a nice little tribute to Giselle's father, who has been a big part of his granddaughter's life. So we pick back up over at breakfast back in Lake Norman. Ashley is asking Wendy if she has a bucket list for her 40th year, and Wendy wants to skydive. Ashley said that she skydove. She went skydiving on her second date with Michael, and she was saying how it doesn't feel like you're just free falling to death. It's a different feeling. I have a friend that has gone skydiving, and she actually said the same thing. It doesn't feel like you're just death dropping. It does feel like you're kind of just suspended in air. I low-key want to skydive, but I am also afraid of heights. Like, I don't even like flying. Like, I have such terrible anxiety when I have to fly somewhere. So I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I think maybe skydiving would break that fear, which is my theory on why I want to do it, but we'll see. So while they're there, Mia said that she's gonna take them all to her first doctor's office that she opened, or her first office she opened, so they can meet Dr. McDaddy. Why are we going to see this office? Nobody care about that shit, Mia. So Gizelle FaceTimes Wendy to sing happy birthday, and Wendy is just happy as pie. Wendy is so geeked that Gizelle called her, not only called her, but FaceTimed her and saying she's so happy that her and Gizelle are back on one accord. This is all Wendy has wanted. So Gizelle said that the graduation went well, and she's at the airport now, headed to fly back so that she can come back and help Wendy celebrate. So Jacqueline then said that you can't hold grudges, otherwise it makes you a bitter old Betty. And I believe it was Stacy was like, you talk about Karen, which it was the shade towards Karen. And this is what I don't like about Jacqueline. Jacqueline likes to throw shade, throw little darts, and then when Karen gets in that ass, then you want to sit there and cry and feel like Karen went too far. I don't know if Jacqueline is on the upper or a downer. Like I said before, maybe Jacqueline doesn't need to be drinking, but Jacqueline is off. Jacqueline is not firing on all cylinders during this trip. She's very, very off, and it's actually like a little disturbing. So Kiana then said that Karen needs a break this morning. Said y'all have been going at Karen hard, and I think Karen needs a break. She then tells Karen she is proud of her for how she handled last night. Mia said, well, this is just boot camp, sis. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Karen put me, I think Karen was proud. Karen put me through boot camp, and now I have a flute. She then says that Kiana is still working on her flute. And Kiana is saying, I didn't need to have a flute. I don't want a flute. You literally have a flute on the show. So if you didn't want a flute, you wouldn't have a flute. But I digress. So I think Kiana is head over her heels. I do like Kiana, but I think she's head over her heels. Head over her heels. I think she's in over her head, I should say. I think Kiana's really in over her head with this because Kiana doesn't seem like the type of person that's super messy, that's, trying to be out doing a lot of shit to people, talk like, she doesn't seem like that type of person. And I think this group, this environment is just, has her a fish out of water. So Kiana and Mia are not going back and forth. Mia then says, let's talk about your drug dealer boyfriend. I believe that was the boyfriend of Kiana's that passed away. Which, if that was the case, Mia, that was low. That was unnecessary. So Kiana said, well, my boyfriend is, I don't know what Greg does, but he has a legit business, right? He has a mental health business. Is that what he does? So next thing you know, Ashley is like, well, yeah, I've heard that rumor. Rumor has it that you used to date a drug dealer. So Kiana is saying something about being in the streets and said, well, Mia, you were in the streets. Mia proudly says, yeah, I was a stripper. I was definitely in those streets. And I didn't have to date somebody that was in the streets. Stacy, being fake in the confessional, is like, I didn't know Mia was a stripper. Let me tell y'all this. There are people saying Stacy's not a fan of the show. She didn't know any of this stuff. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Stacy is a news personality. She hosted QVC. The same way that Stacy used to go and research about these products to do this, it's the same way that Stacy sat back and researched all these women on the show and watched all these past seasons and got the download on them from Karen about each and every one of these ladies on this show. Do not let Stacy fool you. Stacy is putting on an act. And I just feel like if Stacy would relax and really be herself, she wouldn't come across so damn ditzy. Right? So Mia then said, I know you know all about them streets, points to Kiana, points to her own forehead and said stitches. Now, that was low. That was unnecessary. I have never thought it was okay to make light of somebody having a scar or stitches or whatever the fact going on their face or their body at the hands of an altercation, right? Mia, the way that they are getting you together about your face and the condition of your skin, you really shouldn't have even said anything about it. So, next thing you know, they're going back and forth, and everybody is like, Mia, that's foul, that's low. Jacqueline then pipes up and said that she didn't know who started the argument, and Wendy is like, your friend did. And Mia's like, yep, sure did. This is, okay. So, Lord have mercy. So, Ashley turns to Kiana and said, did you really have a scar? Now, look, Ashley, no. No, ma'am. That I just kind of feel like, considering that y'all are really not cool like that, that wasn't your place to ask that. I don't think it's necessary or appropriate to ask anybody about their scar or lack thereof, right? So Kiana gets upset. Ashley said that she was asking because Kiana was talking about her skincare line and wanted to know if she used her own products to hide her scar. Kiana gets up and she's yelling and screaming about, don't ask me about my scar. Mia then says, don't dish it if you can't take it. Wendy goes after Kiana. Kiana is saying that she has this scar because of Ashley's friends, and I beg to differ. Kiana, you have this scar because of you. People like to act like they don't remember what happened on this fight, even though we watched that scene, that altercation, time and time and time again. What's her name? Deborah was talking to Candace. Candace and Deborah were exchanging words. Kiana stepped in the middle of them. Now, I'm not saying that Kiana deserved to get hit, but Kiana stepped in the middle of this. Deborah threw the glass trying to hit Candace, and it hit Kiana. They then began to tussle. Kiana is the reason she has the scar on her head, because you were trying to fight Candace's battle for you when Candace wouldn't have done the same. That's why you have that. But Kiana is well within her rights to say, Ashley, don't ask me shit about this when I was fighting your friend. Ashley, you got to be a bold bitch to ask somebody that your friend had an altercation with. So you got a scar? Ashley. Oh my God. So Jassy then asks Ashley, do you wear glasses? You can look at her and see that she has a scar. Ashley swears up and down she can't see the scar. Somebody gonna go upside Ashley's head one day, and it's gonna be well deserved. So Kiana comes back to the table and tells Ashley that talking about the scar, the fight, the whatever, anything about me is totally off limits for you. Ashley, sit there, take that shit, and be quiet. So then Jacqueline asks, how did it even come up about the scar? And it's like, Jacqueline, what the fuck are you drinking? What? So they are looking at her. So Kiana, I was with Kiana. Girl, are you well? What is going on with you? It smooths out. Everything falls back. Karen said, can I be messy? I said, oh shit. So she asked Jacqueline, are you still working things out with Mr. PP? You know, that she calls her estranged husband, baby daddy, or were they married? She calls her estranged partner, PP. So Jacqueline said they're working on it in a positive way, whatever the case. Karen then said, now did you stay with him even though he had 25 convictions? I said, oh. So everybody is like, 25? That's a lot of convictions to have. That's a lot of convictions. Now, notice she didn't say charges. She said convictions. There was a difference, right? Jacqueline is in her confessional saying that this was an internal issue within the police department. They weren't public offenses, and it was because he was in like a racist police department. He was transferred, and he now has a different job. That does not answer about the convictions, but okay. So Wendy then said to Mia, how are you trying to come for my friend? I said, are y'all friends now, Wendy? Okay, sure. How are you trying to come for my friend because she dated a drug dealer when your friend is involved with somebody with 25 convictions? Ashley said, well, everybody has a past. So now everybody is like, oh, now everybody has a past. And it's like, yeah, Ashley, maybe Ashley should have went with Gizelle to go to the girls' graduation. Because Ashley, you having a rough go at it, sis, right? So next thing you know, Jacqueline is like, why would you even bring this up about somebody that's not there? Now, I do agree with that. I kind of feel like if y'all are going to throw mud at each other, do it at each other. But to throw stuff and throw, these digs at him when he's really not there to defend himself, it's not cool. But at the same time, this is what y'all do on here. Reality TV, right? So Karen said, well, look, I am well respected in this group, so you're not going to come for me. Jacqueline said, well respected with 2 DUIs. Karen said, I don't have 2 DUIs, dingbat. And I'm like, now, Karen. Karen, this why they be putting their foot on your neck. I just feel like, like I said before, I get it. Karen doesn't want to admit to having a DUI, but it's like, Karen, the truth is going to come out eventually. Now, you don't lost this court case. Or you lost, Karen lost that court case where she was trying to get everything to be sealed and thrown out, and the judge denied it. So it's a matter of time before the shit comes out. It's a matter of time before TMZ or the Blast get their hands on it. So Jacqueline gets up, walks around because she wants to go sit next to Mia. She don't want to sit next to Karen no more. She says she's done with Karen. Karen is saying that she don't start stuff, she finish it. Karen is now screaming about defamation of character, saying that because Jacqueline said she sounded drunk. It's saying, I guess it could be. Okay, I'm gonna let Karen have that. So it turns into chaos. Ashley's yelling, Wendy's yelling. It's just complete and utter chaos. And then Jacqueline says she's done. And then Wendy is like, okay, bet, can we start my birthday now? I think but I'll say this. Karen is saying that she wants somebody to have her back unequivocally, unconditionally. She wants blind loyalty. Honestly and truly, the way that Wendy is playing it is the way to do it. Wendy is not saying that Karen is innocent, but she's also not saying that Karen is guilty. So, okay. So we then see Karen is outside talking to Wendy and Stacy, saying that she hated that she did what she did, but she had to do it because you're not going to come for her, right? She then said that she does not throw out rumors. She only throws out facts. You throw out rumors sometimes, Karen. You throw out some rumors sometimes. Meanwhile, Jacqueline is talking to Mia and Ashley, saying that Karen is deflecting. Karen is deflecting. She absolutely is. But Jacqueline, you started it. You started it. You started it. You started it. Jacqueline, you started it. So whatever happens now, you started it and you're keeping it going. So Mia said that Karen has 8 counts, and Lord have mercy, they have the stuff up and they're flipping through, reading all the different charges, right? So Jacqueline said that you don't throw glass at glass houses. Are you drunk? How? Okay. Stacy comes in and wants to talk to Jacqueline, Mia, and Ashley. And she wants to know why y'all going so hard on Karen. Karen is hurt right now. So Mia starts reading the charges and says, this is what you are defending. Is this what you stand for? You're defending this? Stacy says she didn't know anything about this. Stacy, stop it. Stop it. Karen is supposed to be such a good friend to you. You didn't know that her ass got arrested and had all these charges. Stop it. Stop it, Stacy. That's what I mean when I say that Stacy is fake. Because Stacy did know about this, because when Stacy was with Vivian and was with Karen and they were finding the outfit to wear to the Hatitude party, they asked Karen, what did she want some champagne? And she said no, because she's on medication from her accident. You didn't ask what accident then, Stacy? Stop it. Stacy, you know that Karen got arrested for DUI because it was all over the place. We all saw it. So now Stacy is wondering if the drinking is really an issue. Mia said we want to take Karen to rehab. She wants to go because she has a problem with alcoholism. I said, what the fuck? So Stacy, and like after that, Ashley was like, deuces, I'm not going to go that low with y'all. So Ashley was like, meet me by the pool. Ashley leaves the room. Stacy does an about face and goes to Karen and said, Karen, I just heard disturbing news. They told me not to defend you. They read all your charges and I don't know what to believe now. Do you need help? And Karen is like, it's public record. I'm not mad at them for doing that. Stacy then says, they don't want me to defend you, but I have your back. I'm going to defend you because I know you. So Stacy then said, they said that they want to take you to rehab and that you wanted to go because you have and because you have an alcoholism problem. Oh my God. Let me know what you guys thought about this recap. Keep saying this recap. What you thought about this episode? Recap too, I guess. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, thumbs up the video. If you have not voted yet, make sure you have a plan to go vote on Tuesday. Make sure you are voting. I'll say it. Make sure you're voting blue. Okay? Harris Watts 2024. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.